What's up, everybody? Filterless Podcast. Mike and KK. So we got a bunch to talk about today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do,
What
brother.
about that weather today, brother?
Did you see the flooding?
No, I didn't see it, but I was in it for a little bit.
I get to work, it's dry, then I check my phone for a second, and then there's like cars buried.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know those spots. Houston has those spots
Tell me about it.
that it doesn't matter. It can rain for 2 minutes and some of those spots flood.
I have the PTSD from this flooding situation. I'm in
Yeah.
Meyerland.
Oh, yeah.
My car,
During Harvey, how bad was it?
I got totaled. I lost my car in my garage.
Wow.
Totaled in my garage. Yeah. That's how bad it was.
That's insane.
But the house is a little elevated, so it didn't get inside, but we seeped.
Yeah.
But the seeping is just as bad as flooding because we ended up getting
Because if you have to replace this much flooring,
didn't matter.
You got to replace the whole thing.
Didn't matter.
Did insurance take care of all that?
They did, but it was a bitch.
Yeah.
It was. It wasn't easy.
Yeah. No, the weather today was crazy. Our power went out over here. Did y'all's power go out?
Power went out during procedures,
Oh, no.
during the cases
What
in
do
the
you-
hospital.
What do you do at that point?
It happens.
Yeah.
There's a generator, but it is a little unsettling. I mean, it's happened to me one time where it went off and then it didn't come back on. We had to take the patient off the table, move him to another room. But I mean, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. That's like Mother Nature coming down during a case and being really messing you up, because this is not like a surgery. This is like, we use radiation cameras, fluoroscopy to see what the hell we're doing. And so you have to have,
that's right.
Yeah, you have to have that sort of imaging.
How long does it take for all the generators and stuff to kick on?
It's pretty fast now, like
Yeah.
within seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's good.
But it's still, you got that blackout. You're in the middle of like a scary part of the procedure.
Does it ever not kick on? Like
The one time I'm telling you, it wouldn't come back. So we had to take the patient off and move him to another room. Yeah. So it was just like that room got like shorted or something.
That just
It
that
happened
room.
once. It happened once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that's got to be scary as a doctor, because you can do absolutely nothing wrong and still mess up.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Not my fault.
No.
But still, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I was driving down 290 going out to see Keystone Concrete. Shout out Mark Stewart, by the way. Actually, I was going to his building that he just bought, but it was for another company. They still have the people that used to own it still have a small lease space. I don't want to say who it is that has the small lease space in it, but I don't mind calling Mark out. Keystone Concrete, best concrete company in the world.
Shout out. Keystone.
But I was driving down 290 and it was crazy traffic. Just because when I left here, it looked like it was midnight.
290 is always a shit show.
Yeah.
Did they ever fix it?
Yeah, it's pretty good now. But and normally it's like only between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning, and then around 4 to 6 in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's bad, but
Houston. Okay, here's the deal. I say we start a campaign and just tell everyone Houston's full. It's full. Just stay where you are.
Bro, do you know what my business is?
Go to Florida.
I sell furniture to people that move to Houston.
I mean, it's good for us too.
Y'all need to all come to Houston and bring your businesses with you, please.
Okay, then why don't we get like that? Just that flying.
Or they just need to fix the freeways.
Let's just do the flying car thing, the Jetson thing. That's going to happen soon.
Yeah, I think they could actually do that now.
They can.
Everybody always talks about, because with these drones now, the drone knows how high it is too.
Yeah.
And, there's software programs now, especially with the computation power that we have, that I bet you could have some type of self-driving aerial car that utilizes GPS to know where all the other cars are.
Okay, the other thing is too.
And you can go up. How high can you go? Like, if they were safe, you could go 500 feet in the air and still breathe normal air and still get to where you're going.
If we all get on the EV bandwagon, which obviously they want us all to do, which is going to be tough, but let's say they do, program everything. You get in your car, you say where you want to go, and done. Remember that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme called Time Cop? You remember that one?
I had to have watched it because Jean-Claude Van Damme was one of my
That's
favorite
like-
actors growing up.
He's me too.
Yeah.
Kickboxer. And,
Oh, yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah, him and Chuck Norris.
He would get in the car, just say where he wanted to go, and done. So once you get every car on that sort of
Well, that's
grid,
like Magnum PI.
yeah.
shit
I mean,
too, bro.
Teslas do that now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, we could do it. I mean,
I had a friend of mine at lunch the other day summon his car. We're walking out, and he gets his app on his phone, and he hits a button, and the car just comes right up to the front door, and he hops in
from the parking
lot. And I was like, I didn't know it could do that. And he was like,
Tesla?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, it dropped me off at the front door.
Was it
and
Tesla?
Then I told it to go park. Yeah. He told his car to go park.
Have you seen the electric?
But didn't show the car where the parking spot was.
Weird, man.
The car just found it.
Weird. Have you seen the electric Benz, the Mercedes?
I've seen pictures of it. Dude, that thing looks unbelievable.
I saw an old man drive it. I was leaving the gym yesterday, and I see this old man drive it. And I said, man, that's interesting. It was cool, but it was like, okay, I get it. He didn't want a Tesla, and he wanted to be cool. And it was kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I liked it. I don't want one.
Yeah,
but
the problem
cool for him.
The problem that I see is our power grids are not going to handle all this.
Hell no. And by the way, I've been saying this for a long time. When we were kids, electricity was really cheap. And I always thought to myself, I said, man, electricity is so valuable. We are dependent on it. Like, we need electricity to survive. Like, we can't do anything without electricity. But yet it's so cheap. And so now I think what's happening is we're starting to see, hey, once they realize you're dependent on something, they're going to tax you.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember talking to my dad, like once I had moved out of my house. And I moved out a day on my 18th birthday. And this was probably 3 or 4 months after that. I remember I came into work one day, and he was sitting there, and I told him, I said, you know what's crazy? You told me to turn my lights off all the time as a kid. And I said, I leave them on constantly now in my apartment, and my electricity's still $49.
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
What was the big deal about leaving a light on?
My dad, same thing.
Yeah.
I think that's just how they grew up.
It's just how they grew up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did back in the day, was energy real expensive?
No, it was always cheap.
Hey, Scott, do you hear something in the headphones at all?
You got a whirling, like a whirlpool, an electric whirlpool.
Oh, is your mic on too, Scott?
No, it's downstairs, just a compressor.
Ah.
That's your compressor.
Yeah, we are in my factory.
Shout out to Lindsay's Office Furniture.
Yeah, we are upstairs in my my 70,000 square foot building.
No, it was always cheap.
We'll have to do. We might have to do a camera tour one day to show
we
everybody
have
where
to.
we're at.
We have to show people.
Well, the podcast studio is great.
Yeah. Okay, and then.
But real quick, like talking about traffic and weather and stuff like that, and mentioning the getting the roadways right. You had mentioned something to me about 45 getting done. What is this?
Okay. I knew about this 59 thing where George R. Brown is, and you got Edo on one side and George R. Brown on the other. You got the soccer stadium and George R. Brown. They're going to bury that, make it a tunnel, and then basically flatten that whole thing from Discovery Green all the way down to Edo and make it like this open park, cute thing. Yeah, they're trying to make Houston more...
Yeah.
Less Houston and more like a fun place to live.
I got to tell you, man, I like them doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Houston sucks. I mean, okay, rephrase everyone. Houston doesn't suck. I'm stuck here. You're kind of stuck here too.
Yeah.
And
Houston was built as a commercial hub. It had nothing to do with anything other than just business.
It's a concrete jungle.
Right.
Great for raising a family, great for business.
Yeah.
But in terms of natural beauty, not much. We got some man-made stuff, but there's something to be said about.
I think it's great. Have you driven through the new tunnels over by the park?
Memorial Park?
Yeah.
No, I heard it's nice. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
they're beautiful. And apparently they're bringing they're bringing in animals.
Oh.
Yeah, like they're bringing in wildlife to try to get them to
what kind?
Like small stuff, rabbits and squirrels and I guess stuff
nothing
like
that's
that.
going to hunt the joggers around
I
the
don't
track.
think so. I mean, unless we got a couple of crazy bunnies running around.
Some killer raccoons.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen the? Speaking of raccoons, have you seen the movie yet, Scott?
No, I have not.
Which one?
Guardians of the Galaxy. It came out this weekend.
No,
bro.
I'm so behind on movies.
Oh, dude, you got to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I like Guardians of the
It's
Galaxy.
a
My kids
great
love it.
movie. It's a great movie.
Groot's my boy. That raccoon's pretty cool.
There was I don't remember a moment of, and this is probably the first Marvel movie in a while that had absolutely zero woke.
Oh, good.
Nothing.
Oh, good.
that I
But
can.
they
nothing
never
that
had. But they never had. No, Marvel never. It wasn't like well, Marvel is Disney.
Marvel's Disney now. They started to a little bit, and I think they've backed off of it a little bit, especially in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. No, I mean the Disney. Obviously, they went all in with that woke stuff, and I think it hurt them. I think everyone's starting to see that. But the Marvel people, I don't remember as much. But it's good. It's good. Yeah, keep that crap out of movies. Let us just enjoy the damn movies. What happened to those days? Let's just watch the movie. Okay, do you watch Ted Lasso?
That is my favorite show.
Okay, are you okay with the wokeness? Because I was okay with Ted Lasso until recently. I'm like, okay, it's a little too much.
You know, as for me, yes and no. I wish they would remove all that, but the overall message still
It's a friendly
of Ted Lasso's
show. I
show,
like it. I like it.
I think still has something that can resonate. But I think that if they would have gone that from the beginning, it wouldn't have gotten the publicity that it did.
Yeah.
It's almost like they did it on purpose. Like, let's put it out there. Let's make it really, really, really popular first.
Yeah. Yes. Mike.
And then we'll start to infiltrate
1,000%.
slowly,
1,000%.
little at a time.
They even did some Trump bashing in that thing.
Yeah, which I don't mind that. I don't mind Trump bashing.
I mind it.
Really,
I don't like
I don't
it.
care. I think if you're a public official, you that's part of the deal. It's just part of the deal. And don't think Trump can't take it. That dude's got skin. Like, did you see what he said in the deposition?
No, but you don't understand what Trump bashing does. It makes his supporters look like bad people.
Well, I mean, yeah, but those, I guess. But when I listen to anything on the right, it makes those people, and they're talking bad about Biden. It makes those people look.
Okay, but you have never, Mike, seen a show that bashed Biden.
No.
Doesn't
But
exist.
Hollywood's bought
yeah,
by it.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Hollywood's
that's what I'm
bought,
saying.
so
It's
it doesn't matter.
But it's a great show.
But I think people understand that too. I think people understand that Hollywood's bought. I mean, they're only going to do and say what the government tells them to.
Okay, and then this whole. Did you see the latest the interview with our former president, number 48, where he said about the first choice? Did you see it,
Bro.
Did you see it?
That guy's a killer.
I wanted to share it, but I also don't want to be too.
Yeah,
like,
that guy. I'm telling you right now,
he's filterless.
Trump. Yeah, he is 100% filterless. He should be on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nah, he's not gonna. I was gonna do it, and then I was like, it doesn't matter. He won't come anyway. Well, shoot, what was I gonna say? Trump. I think Trump, if he hadn't have done everything that he did in business and all that kind of stuff, I think he could have been a stand-up comic, dude.
He's hilarious.
He's freaking hilarious.
I find him hilarious.
Yeah.
I think people that. Okay, we talked about this last week too. How comedy's kind of taken a hit from all the wokeness and the offense, and we said, at the core of every joke, somebody has to take a hit. You cannot tell a joke without somebody or something even taking a hit. If I make a joke about a damn football helmet, I'm going to offend football helmet makers. You see what I'm saying? I mean, somebody has to take a hit. Now, if you're one of those people where you don't want anybody to take a hit ever, comedy's dead. And those are the people that can't handle that type of personality. And a lot of people don't like it. They can't handle it, But personally, I think the dude's hilarious. Always thought he was hilarious. But that whole not my first choice. Okay, did you see the lady that was doing that interview or that hearing or whatever the hell she was doing? Do you see what she actually looks like?
I didn't see it. I haven't seen what she looked like. Can you pull it up, Scott?
He tells, I'm not going to be your first choice either. Oh, man, that was good. It was funny. I mean, it made me like him more.
Oh, of course it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, me personally,
He's real. He's a real guy.
That's what I want.
Punches.
That's
he
what I
says
want.
He says
That's
what's
what
on
I
his
want.
mind. He says what's on his mind.
God forbid we want somebody real. You know?
He's just a real dude, and so I think that's why people love him so much. But I think that's also why people hate him so much too.
Yeah, for sure.
Is because he is real. He's genuine. I think he's almost as genuine as you can get.
For sure.
I mean, the guy's never had a drink in his life. He's never smoked. He's never done drugs in his whole life. The whole time, and had the opportunity. You're talking about one of the wealthiest families in the world, and this guy's done nothing.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That hearing was over a sexual assault case from 1995.
Yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then I think Scott was telling me that that New York had to change a law 2 years ago just so that they could even do this.
Okay.
Because statute of limitations runs out every 20 years.
It's I mean, past statute of limitation, but when she claimed rape, after this whole, Me Too movement situation, then they can open it up. And that's what happened. And they opened it up.
Yeah. Is our TV up? No. Oh yeah.
I want y'all to see the picture.
I want to see the picture
of the lady who was asking him those questions. He said, "Oh, my first choice either. I'm not. I hope you're not insulted." He goes, "I hope you're not insulted." It was hilarious.
Yeah. But I saw it. I didn't see her, but I saw his because they just had the camera on him, and I loved it because he pointed at her too. He's like. just straight at her,
Initially,
because there's probably other people in the room, but so he wanted to make sure that she knew. I'm talking about you.
No, it's funny. He's
hilarious,
unhinged,
dude. He's hilarious.
And then I was confused because I thought this hearing or whatever they were doing was about the whole D.A. Bragg, Stormy Daniels situation. Apparently, it's something totally different. I don't even know about.
Yeah,
it's about this other woman who said that he
20
sexually that some multi-billionaire celebrity in 1995 sexually assaulted her in a department store, like a Saks or something.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Did they show her?
I don't know.
Dude, you just Google her face somehow, Scott. I just Googled the.
Do you know what her name is?
Oh God, I don't know.
You can probably just Google it.
But it's
all right.
It's quite entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
The Trump thing's kind of crazy, actually. I think of course he's going to appeal it, and I don't. Is that her?
No. That would be a first choice compared to the
Probably. Yeah, that actually looked kind of up his alley.
No, and then did you hear about Tucker announcement today?
Dude, it just came out.
Can you believe this?
Dude,
Who called it?
We called it.
No, don't take credit. Scott
called
he's
it.
trying to take credit for you.
Hey, it's all right.
No. Who called it?
Yeah, Scott called it.
Scott called it. Scott, you know things, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like that. He knows things.
That's why he's here.
That's good. So for everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, Tucker is officially going to use Twitter as his platform, which I think is great.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
And I hate Twitter, by the way.
So I've never been real active on Twitter at all, ever. I just didn't like the platform. When it first came out, it was 160 characters.
Yep.
Yeah, 160 characters, and I like to talk, so it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And I like images and videos and stuff like that better. My brain handles that better.
I think we all got used to that too, Mike, right? Okay, you realize everyone has ADHD. Everybody on the planet has this disease, if you want to call it a disease. It's just a spectrum, but it's just gotten worse.
Yeah, I think I know why.
Well, instantaneous gratification.
I think ADHD comes from our breeding. I think you need it to survive and be good in the world. I think you actually do. You need to be able to jump from thing to thing and not and be able to do that. Now there's severe cases of it where you're jumping so often that you can't get anything done. But I think a small portion of ADHD is actually real beneficial. I think it's one of those things to where a little bit's great and a lot is not good.
In a way, it's almost like programming your brain, right? It's like the Matrix. Remember they plug Neo in, they give them that, upload all that information. It's almost like, what else? Now, for me personally, I don't do good with words. I'm done with words.
Yeah.
I'm giving up words.
Yeah.
Okay. In med school and in college and all that, the amount of studying that they forced us to do.
I can't even imagine.
It's traumatic. It's traumatic, honestly. You have to memorize all this stuff, which in the end of the day doesn't even really matter that much in your everyday job. I mean, it's important to have a background, fundamental understanding of the human body and biology and chemistry, and but I just don't do good with words anymore, man. That's why. Do you read leisurely?
I wouldn't call it reading. I listen to books.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I mean,
because in my car or
yeah,
whatever.
let them do the reading for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I say about movies. Like, I love movies. I'm a movie buff. There's too many now to keep up with. I got like a list of ones I want to go see, but movies and shows that I get into, it's great. But this whole concept of reading for fun, I can't do it.
Yeah, I
it's
used
just
to.
an exercise for the brain.
I used
can't
to.
do
I
it.
just don't have the time anymore.
And that's why I don't like Twitter.
Yeah.
Too many words.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he did say that he's going to make. Apparently, he's going to try to make a few different versions of it to where you can kind of toggle between what the view looks like in the software program eventually, to where it might even mimic more of an Instagram or TikTok. I don't know how they're going to do that, but he's a smart guy. He's going to figure it out.
Elon Musk, I think, was the savior for freedom of speech, man. I mean, I can't stress this enough. I think you agree with me.
I 100% agree. I don't think that we would know 90% of the things that we know about, at least about the left, right? Because the right, they were always getting lambasted, by the left, and all of the media and outlets are all left. So they would always say all the bad, and then leave out the good parts, because the right does good things too, I think, and the left does too. I'll give credit where credit's due. There are some social programs that I do think we should have, and there's some people that are like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think you should work hard, and I think you should try, and I think you should do all of those things. But I'm sorry, as me personally, I was put on a ladder way ahead of a lot of people because of my father's hard work.
That's right.
So my dad gave me a leg up over people that didn't have a dad that worked as hard and dedicated his life to his job and made sure that he provided and all those. There's people that don't have dads.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem in our society right now. And so I think that, one, I understand that I did, but I could have also gone back down the ladder. That's the hard work and that's the dedication that my dad instilled in me as a child, to make sure that when I got older, I understood what it took, not to make money per se, but I understood what it took to value hard work and to value the perseverance that it takes to do anything well.
And to know that you can achieve things if you put your mind to it. You don't want to be one of those guys that sit back and say, you can't do that. Yeah. That's impossible. It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible.
JFK.
Yeah.
We're not going to the moon because it's easy. We're going because it's hard.
Exactly.
That's what America was built on. That's why we do what we do.
And what about the gratification of when you do succeed after achieving a hard task? It feels really good.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Yeah. It's like the ice bath, right?
Yeah.
The ice bath, the cold plunge. 3 minutes in the morning, it makes me feel like immediately that I accomplished something that I did not want to do.
Exactly.
Every day I look at that thing and I'm like, God dang, man, I do not want to go inside this thing. And then I sit there and I say, you know what? In 3 minutes, I'll be done and I'll feel so much better that it immediately allows my brain to say, okay, just get in. You're being a wuss.
Go into the gym, ice plunge, same thing. Same thing, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
But the Twitter thing, Elon buying Twitter, was it a good financial decision? It will end up being for
100%.
It
100%.
will. But it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of perseverance and a lot of late hours and a lot of, firing right people, hiring the right people. It's going to take a lot of that to get to that point. Now, you're talking about a guy that has every ability to do it. Yeah. Every single ability. I think, and you can quote this, I think that Twitter will be the next fastest growing app. And what I mean by that is it's not a new app, but it might as well be. It's going to be like TikTok, I think, because once Elon comes out and says, for all creators, if you come to Twitter and you start putting your stuff on Twitter, we will give you 100% of the revenue base for the first 12 months.
That's a free market.
Then after that, he's only going to take 10%. 10%. So all these people that are making all these millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on YouTube, where do you think they're going to go? Because YouTube, I don't even know how much YouTube takes. Do you know how much YouTube takes? I guarantee you, it's the main share. I guarantee you.
These YouTubers got to be making money because they're giving away money like you wouldn't believe. I mean, okay, my kids are addicted to YouTube, right? And it's kind of like a joke because I'm always fighting them and fighting the YouTube and all this stuff, and they love and it's just it's a bunch of stupid shit. It's just a bunch of kids doing stupid reality TV shit. And one of the stunts I saw was a kid like giving away money. So he's giving away money because he's obviously making money from the show. It's like a Ponzi scheme. It's weird, but I mean, I get it. So they got to be doing well.
And that's Mr. Beast. Apparently, he gives away like
who is this Mr. Beast?
50%.
Who the hell is Mr. Beast?
He has the largest YouTube channel.
Is
in the
he
world.
a trans or something?
No,
Does he have anything to do with that movement?
No. Well, I think one of his support casts just came out as trans.
Is that
and,
it?
And he was just like, I accept her for who she
Oh,
is.
okay. I didn't know because in my mind.
But I don't think he was part of any kind of movement or anything like that.
Is he gay or something?
I don't think so. I don't think he has a girlfriend even.
I don't even know who this dude is.
I don't know this guy very well. I don't even
Is he a
follow him.
beast? Is he strong?
No, he's a nerd. Yeah, he's just a nerd.
Does he lift? Do you even lift, bro?
And by the way, I mean that in the nicest form. Like, I think nerds are great. So, but he's just a nerd.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he started this channel when he was like 17 years old, 15 years old, something like that. And it is the largest. Get this. He gets more views on his channel than all television channels combined.
He's that big?
All of them.
I don't know who this guy is. I mean, I hear the name, but I don't know who
He has the largest channel on any platform ever.
Wow. So he must have overtook Ryan's toy review. Remember that little
by
kid?
By a billion.
You know, he lives down the street.
Yeah, he went to school with my kids.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, he lives in Cyprus. And
It's like
Town Lake.
like a silly
here he
little.
is, right here.
You sure he's not gay?
No, I
looks
don't.
good.
I mean, he might be.
Well, he looks gay. Sorry, Mr. Beast,
He might be.
if I offended you.
But yeah, man. Yeah, what is his net worth? Somebody offered him $1 billion for his channel, and he said no.
Yeah, but you know what though? I heard the other day, like Vice. You know Vice, that thing that's like on Snapchat or whatever.
Bankrupt.
It was worth at one point like $1 billion, and now they can't even sell
They
it.
went woke.
Yeah. Well, they all did.
That's what they all do.
They all did. No, it's good. No. Yeah. Move. Okay. Nothing would make me happier.
Oh, it only says 100 million, but he turned down $1 billion.
Nothing would make me happier than for Elon's vision to come to light, and then Twitter become great.
Yeah,
I would be. I'm rooting for him.
If they're, I am too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. What I mean by saying that Twitter is going to be the next fastest growing app. What I mean by that is the user interface, like the user activity. I think it's gonna surpass everyone.
Okay, let's talk about like our age range.
Yeah.
I'm 40. You're 39. I would
much
say
younger. Much younger.
You are not. I would say
It's all relative.
20s to 40s. Instagram's still king. It's king.
Yeah, TikTok might got it too.
God, I hate TikTok.
20s to 40s.
You know, I refuse to do TikTok.
I know, but 20s to 40s.
TikTok just makes people dumb, man. You know, I don't even watch mine. And by the way, I love it. It's entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
But I don't
it's
even.
too entertaining.
I'm kind of scared of the.
This is no joke. I'll sit there in bed sometimes, and you know these new streaming channels have commercials now, unless you want to pay like through the nose for it. And I don't like paying through the nose, so I just grab my phone whenever a commercial comes up. And if I put on TikTok, there's been numerous times. I think we talked about this last time, where I'm looking at the phone, I'm scrolling, I'm like just waiting for the commercial to end, you know, and then I look up and it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even on the same commercial thing, but I'm on a commercial again. I went through 3 commercials and missed half my show.
A lot of ads now.
A lot of ads now. So
Facebook's full of ads. Insta's full of ads.
They lost
Zuckerberg.
money. Yeah, they lost money for so long.
Yeah.
You know, they lost money for so long that I think that a lot of them are trying to just make it up. And I think these guys also see what's about to happen to them. Twitter is about to overtake all of them. By a lot.
Remember Zuckerberg when he was in the Congress at the congressional hearing? Such a weirdo.
He's weird, but you know, if you look at all of those guys, they're all weird. I think that's a prerequisite for being.
Elon's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
Oh, as much as I love him, I told you this last time. His podcasts on Rogan, I can't even watch them.
Yeah, he's weird.
It's hard. He's hard to listen to.
He's a good interview for about 5-10 minutes.
He's a good clip guy.
He's a good 5-10 minute interview guy.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, I would love to interview Elon. Even for 5 minutes.
Okay, Scott, after you get Trump on, put Elon in the queue.
Yeah, we'll get Elon as our first guest.
And then King Charles after that. We need to get King Charles on too.
You might as well shoot for the ceiling,
King
right?
Charles doesn't have shit going on anyway.
That's true.
That guy, poor guy. I mean, he's got coronated when...
Dude, can you imagine? That guy waited his whole life for his mom to die.
You think he wanted her to die? I don't think so.
Bro,
I don't think so. He
I
didn't want her to
guarantee it.
die. You think she was nice to him?
Dude, he killed his ex-wife.
Okay, was Queen Elizabeth a nice person? Nobody knows anything about her. We never heard her talk.
Queen Elizabeth?
She didn't talk.
So I actually watched a documentary on her one time.
Okay.
And she was extremely instrumental, even before she was queen, even before she ran, the dynasty or whatever you want to call it, not the country, because they don't really run the country anymore. They just own everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But she was extremely instrumental in bringing about, desegregation. For all races in the
England is super desegregated. I mean, London in particular, yeah.
But it used to not be. It used to be a terrible place for anyone other than white English people. And she was a huge push to get that done. So I respect her for that. 100%.
Did she marry into this royal family, or
I'm not sure about her background at all, but I know that back then a royal could only marry
she
another
was
royal.
like the Duchess of Wales or
Duchess
something.
of somebody.
I don't know how this crap works.
There has to be a blood connection somehow, which is the weirdest, craziest, nastiest thing.
Cool.
But they literally have to marry someone.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
I mean,
but Meghan could never be. Meghan could never be queen, and I don't even think she can be a true, actual princess, right?
No, they kicked him out.
No, but I mean, even if they didn't, I think she could only always be a duchess.
I don't know.
When you're married in, I think that's the highest level you can get.
But
to.
I will tell you,
now her kids could.
Yeah, that the waitress.
If she has kids, does she have kids with him?
Yeah, they all
they
all have kids. What's the oldest prince's name? William.
Prince
William.
Yeah, he'll be the next king.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he's the one getting all the press.
Well, he should. I mean, it'll be 20 years and he'll be king, and he'll be
20, Charles is not going to last that long.
That's what I'm saying, maximum, right? I mean, I don't know.
He could.
His mom lasted for 90
Yeah, he's got
years.
good genes.
Yeah,
got good genes.
And he does have a little bit of money.
He's got a lot of money.
Yeah, so stem cells, all that kind of stuff, all available.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
You think he suspects foul play with his mother, with Princess Diana?
Unless he was involved in it, I think there's no doubt that he knows that there was probably foul play.
I watched.
Now I don't know if he knew about it. There was some conspiracy things that saying that he might have had a hand in it.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Yeah,
I mean, things would suggest that.
I don't think that there's any way possible that you can look at everything that happened and say that was just a car accident.
She definitely embarrassed the family. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Similarly to how Harry embarrassed, according to them, the family. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess they don't like that. They don't like that one bit.
I think Harry and Meghan are just crying wolf.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that crap?
I would never.
I'm not watching it.
I would never watch it.
My wife watched it.
I want to watch two multi-millionaires who are flying private jets back and forth from England to California, living in $40 million mansions, go on TV and complain about their life. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Why don't you come down here and run this warehouse for a few days and see what happens?
Oh, I just heard Harry's about to do a live therapy session. Poor guy.
That's not therapy.
A live therapy session.
That's just another way to get on TV. Because that's not therapy.
Yeah.
I go to therapy.
Yeah.
That's not therapy.
No, I'm not a big fan of them.
I'm not at all. I kind of like the Royals just because I think it's kind of cool that still exists on our planet.
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
I'm glad they don't run the country, obviously, but I think it's kind of cool that
I'm actually becoming a fan of this Mohammed bin Salman character in Saudi Arabia. Now, he is a complete dictator. Well, but rephrase. He's not. He's actually made that country quite progressive. But I like the royal family concept. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You're Palestinian, so
we don't have any royal families in Palestine.
Anymore.
No, they would probably never exist.
I'm sure they did at one time. That was the only play back then.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no democracy. It was all dictatorship.
We just had tribes. We just had tribes and some big dudes with swords. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah. That's how everybody was. That was a good history, though.
Well, the coronation thing, I would never watch any of that crap. On
Nobody
TV
watched
either.
it. I was surprised how many people showed up. I mean, the whole little area, I don't know where they did it. They probably did it at the Vatican. No. That's in Rome. No.
Different
They did it at the... Totally different city. They did it
No,
at the
country.
No, Buckingham.
Yeah, no, totally different country.
the Buckingham Palace
Palace, yeah,
area is
I'm
probably
sure.
where they did it. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking that. That's pretty funny.
I know they transfer the jewels too eventually.
People were talking shit about the jewels. You see that?
Well, I mean, they were.
Someone gave
they-
him like
they-
a little ball with like a cross on it, and everyone's like dogging on it, saying looks like my kid made it and stuff.
Yeah, well,
People are so mean. God, the internet just makes
there's
people
there's
so
a
mean.
big thing about these jewels too.
What?
Well, because they're all like blood diamonds and stuff. Like,
Oh, I bet.
they're it's like they were forcibly taken. Like, you know, I don't know a lot about the jewels and stuff like that, but I know that I've heard some stories about it to where it's like, you know, some of these were, you know, taken way long time ago and were taken from people that they shouldn't have taken them from, and
Bro, the British Empire
killed
at
a
one
bunch of people,
The British Empire at one point was
Ruled the world.
like, dude,
ruled the world
everywhere. They had Palestine.
from this tiny little island
Yeah.
off the coast of
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah.
They ran the entire planet, bro.
It's cool. Empires. Well, U.S. is an empire. We're falling,
falling right
unfortunately.
now.
But you know, it's cool when you think about it.
Unless Elon saves it. I honestly, I'm not joking either. I think Elon could save it. I think that what he's doing right now for all of humanity is going to be something that will be written down in history books, and our great grandkids.
No, I'm a big fan.
Will know who that man was.
Definitely him, not someone like Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, and what's funny is I don't even agree with Elon on all of his stuff. I don't agree with anybody on all their stuff. But what I do like about Elon is that he allows people to speak their truth, whatever truth that is.
Yeah.
And free speech is of the utmost importance, because the problem is when you start censoring, you think it's good if they're censoring what you think, but that changes all the time, and it changes not because of truth. It changes just because of the perception of value or whatever it is, or the new thing. That's why it changes.
How scared are people to have conversations in public these days that they were not scared of having when they were younger?
Dude, I have to tell you, there are sometimes, especially since we've started doing this, that it's like I might not even mean to say something. It might be a word slip, right? Anything. I'm not talking about that word, but I'm talking about anything. And it would devastate me to do that. Not devastate like ruin my life. It would devastate me if I accidentally did it. And again, I'm not talking about the N word or whatever. That word doesn't even come in my vocabulary most of the time, just because I was raised in Jersey Village.
Yeah.
And I grew up with African American friends, and my best friend growing up, her name was Rita Walker. Shout out Rita Walker. I follow you on Facebook, so but I don't really reach out much. So sorry, but she was my best friend growing up, my absolute best friend from the time I can remember. And she's an African American lesbian.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. None of that has ever bothered me as a person. I've never had any qualms about it, even though I grew up in a church that strictly forbade it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, strictly. I always think to myself, you know, that person has lived their life. I haven't lived their life, so I would be that person if I lived that person's life.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to look at it.
You got to put yourself in other people's shoes,
Yeah, you have
100%.
to. You have to.
Everybody has their own different outlook on life. Everybody's been dealt their own little hand, like you talked about earlier, and everybody's sort of going through this at their own pace, with their own experiences, with their own knowledge, with their own wisdom, and just we're all trying to figure it out, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, but you do have to. I always try to do that too, Mike. Anytime there's an altercation, or anytime there's kind of a situation where two people are upset at each other, whether it involves me or not, okay? I always take a step back, and I kind of do this thing where I look outwards and I say, okay, pretend for 1 second that you are in the shoes of that person. How would you view things? How would you view this situation? How would you view this, can you understand why they're feeling this way? And then if you do that, but you have to sort of do this sort of transcend thing where you kind of like look at it from the outside in, then you can appreciate it. Then you can say, okay, well, it makes sense.
It's very, very difficult, and that's it's learned, right? You have to learn how to do that. You have to learn how to separate your personal views and walk away from it, and then understand that your life is different than everyone else's life. And so your prism of what you look at through your eyes will look completely different to you in certain circumstances to other people.
Which goes back to a lot of this freedom of speech stuff, because same concept.
But that's how these things evolve. Freedom of speech is not saying that everything that people say is accurate. That's not what free speech is about. Free speech is about allowing those people to say their truth, but then also having other people say, well, that's not 100% accurate, or here's my take.
Right.
And it takes open, honest conversation in order to do that.
Yeah.
I have had my mind changed on things so many times in my life.
Yeah, me too.
To where I just immediately thought, like, no, this is what I believe.
Yeah.
This is what I believe. This is what I grew up believing. This is what I believe. And as I got older and as I got into adulthood and started, and I had my own kids, right? I think that was probably the moment that I started to say, you know what? I'm not always right.
Yeah.
I'm not. And if I'm not always right, then I need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
And if I need to be open-minded, that means that I need to listen to people and what they say and have interactions with them and have conversation with them and try to put myself in their shoes, even though it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible for anyone to put themselves in your shoes, right? Yeah. And it's impossible for you to put yourself in anybody else's shoes.
The key is just to try.
It's to try.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. But I think 90% of our country's like that. Yeah. I really do. I've never had, knock on wood, but I've never had just a horrible conversation with someone. And maybe it's because I surround myself with people that are good people and treat me well and treat others nicely. One of the things that I can't stand is when you treat people that that are in a different circumstance worse than you. Mm-hmm. Like one of my pet peeves is the waiter thing. If a waiter
being
comes,
mean to a waiter.
Oh my God! If I see somebody do that, it takes everything in me to not get up and go over there and say something. I'm not joking. You can ask everyone that I know. Yeah. I will say it. I'll go up to somebody and be like, you don't have to treat that person that way.
You're talking to someone you don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if I know them, I'm not pulling a punch. I am saying it. I'll tell them, dude, you need to shut up and not treat that person like that. Yeah, that is a human being that is working at a job.
For sure.
And you have a freaking job too.
For sure. So I hate that either.
I hate it.
Another one I hate is the sending of food back. I don't like that either. I don't like the sending of food back, especially at like a wedding. Okay, at our weddings, like in my culture, you know how many cousins I have, right?
Yeah, so you go to a wedding every weekend.
So, we would have these massive weddings, and everyone is obsessed about how the freaking steak is cooked, right? Like, just eat the damn steak, right? So back in the day, okay, you know how it's cool now to eat like a rare steak? Like now it's like people order it rare.
That's how I love it,
always. Back in the day, nobody did that.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. It really is.
Yeah,
it became, let's put it this way.
At least for me,
the shade of average meat cooked became rarer and rarer over these last 20 years. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, so at these weddings we used to go to when we were kids, if there was even like a little bit of pink in there, people would just freak out. They would just freak out. Yeah, they would just freak out and send it back. And so, what are y'all doing? Just eat the damn steak, man. You know how hard it is to cook a steak for like 1,000 people?
Well, that's the thing. At a wedding, like when we would go have our company Christmas party, we would have it at like Capitol Grill sometimes, we had it at Capitol Grill like 3 or 4 times, I think. The people there will try their best, but when you're cooking for 50 people at a time,
it's hard.
And you want it all to come out at the same time. The grill's only so big.
It is hard.
It's only so large. You can only cook so much at one time. No. And at a wedding, when you're talking about 1,000 people, it's impossible. That something's going to get cold. Something's going to get overcooked. It's going to sit too long. It's just going to happen. I do not mind returning food. I will return food. I've returned it before, but I'm very specific on how I order. And I make sure that they know that, because I always tell the waiter, because I don't ever eat any butter, so it's just never. I don't eat it.
Why?
It kind of messes with me, but they always ask me. They're like, is it an allergy? And I always say yes, but I follow it up with it makes me fat. That's what happens. If I eat it.
Butter?
So I love butter.
Yeah.
I love it. The problem is that those dense calories like that for me, it just stick to me. And I for some reason I have a problem with dairy now because I didn't eat it for so long when I was losing all my weight and lost 130 pounds, and because I didn't eat it for so long that when I introduced it back into my system, it messes with me.
No, I
so
can
I'm
appreciate
I'm just like I'm not going to eat it.
No,
anymore.
there are certain foods I'm the same way.
So I'm very specific. I went today I went to lunch with my mom and my brother, and we went to Papados, and I ordered the mixed seafood grill for lunch. But I tell them I don't want you to put any butter on anything. Just use extra virgin olive oil, and I don't want the brown dirty rice. Just give me broccolini steamed.
Oh,
no butter.
healthy.
Yeah, that's what I eat every time I go.
Healthy.
Every time I go there.
Speaking of pet peeves, did you see the post I did there, the story I did the other day about the airport situation? Can we talk about this?
Sure.
The airport situation. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Okay. The next, do you have any trips booked anytime soon?
Yes.
When?
I'm going to Neocon in Chicago in June.
What's Neocon? Like a
It's
Comic-Con?
No, it's our convention for the Office Furniture Industry.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's at the Merchandise Mart in Chicago, Illinois, and it's at the largest commercial building in the country.
Okay. Do me a favor. When you go on the plane, are you the type of guy where are you a first classer? Are you a first classer?
Now I
You are a
remember
first
this.
classer?
Yeah.
You're a first class. It's okay. You can tell the podcast people you're a first classer
Yeah.
type guy. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, I'm not unless I'm going overseas.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Really?
Overseas? Yeah, no.
You're a big guy too.
No, I can't do it, man.
Really?
It's
You
just
can't spend money?
not. It's just not.
So
worth
I
it
buy
to
everything
me.
with points though. So there's
Oh,
a
okay,
difference.
okay,
You know,
okay.
like you said, I own Lindsey Office Furniture here, and so all of our advertising goes on our credit cards, and we have also vendors that we put on our credit
Yeah,
cards
for
too.
sure, for sure.
And so we end up getting,
Yeah.
we run $65,000 a month on that thing. So the points. So if I'm using points, I'm flying first class.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's why.
So then you won't be able to do this experiment. But what's happening?
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about
Right.
because I have not always flown first class.
Okay, so this is what's happening lately, and this has been happening almost every plane I've been on for the last year, let's say 2 years. When the plane lands and we're ready to deboard, people in the aisle will usually stand up and they'll start looking for their overhead bins and all that stuff, get their carry-ons and whatnot. Okay, but then previously, people had enough manners to really just stay put, and then it was a very organized, everyone's going to leave the plane, based on where you're at. Everyone, if you're, the up higher you are, you exit the plane. It's not what's happening now.
Nope.
Not what's happening now. Now, the people are literally standing up as soon as they can and heading straight for the front.
Sprinting.
And I am just like so...
Sprinting.
That, Mike, you don't understand.
It is one of my biggest pet
I have
peeves.
gotten in, I want to say, 2 solid fights this far because of this. Because I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
You're not getting past me.
Nope. Me
No,
neither.
you're not doing it. Principle. But it's just going to keep happening. So when I saw that video, I was like, this is unreal. What's happening?
It happened to me one time so badly. The guy, and this was during COVID when everybody still had to wear masks and things like that.
Oh God.
The guy ran up, and I'm already standing, right? And I take up all of the aisle, all of it. And so he's running up, and he comes right behind me, and he's like, "Excuse me."
You're right.
Yeah. And I kind of look at him, I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I need to get past you." And I said,
Why?
"No.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
We're all going to get off the plane at the same time.
Yeah.
There's no sense in you running up any further. There's people in front of me already."
Exactly.
And he gets out of his mind.
No shit.
Meanwhile, my kids are there.
Uh-huh.
We went, I don't remember where we went, probably Mexico. And it's me, my kids, and my wife. And I'm literally talking to this guy, and I'm like, "No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not moving.
Oh, good.
I'm standing right here.
Same thing.
If you would like to do something and try to move me, have at it.
Yeah.
But just know that if you do, I will also try to move you."
With my fist.
Yeah. And I was
God,
probably...
but could you imagine how much trouble you get into getting on a
That's
damn
the
flight in a plane, man?
That's the problem.
God, you can't get in a fight
You'd
anywhere
You'd have to
anymore.
fly private the rest of your life.
But doesn't it suck you can't get in a fight anymore?
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't you just listen? I've never punched anyone in the face
Really?
my whole life.
Never?
No, the closest I got was at Inwood Baptist when we were kids. I think you were there.
Probably.
We were in the locker room changing before a basketball game or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that one kid I think he was, I think he was a year above me, maybe. I think he was in Vic and Danny's class, but he was like a punk ass kid. He was like,
Yeah.
it was just like annoying. Just a not good kid. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot what he did or what happened. He really pissed me off. And I remember I did slam him against the back wall, and I did give him a nice little punch here in the rib. But I've never hit anyone. I've been punched in the face by my cousin once at a big party. But I've never punched anyone in the face.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever will at this stage. I mean, I hope
Yeah.
not.
Back in when I was younger, I used to throw hands pretty good.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man.
Got me in a lot of
But
trouble.
you can't fight anymore.
No, I can't fight anymore.
Can't fight anyway.
And I would never do it again. Not now.
no,
I mean, unless
so-
I was protecting, my kids or my wife or somebody that I loved.
Yeah. But I mean, could you imagine if we actually
I'm big enough now to where I don't need to punch anymore.
No, I mean, to be honest,
I can just
violence should be
I can just
last resort.
Yeah, I can just hold them in place.
The problem is that everyone is so stupid right now.
Yeah.
It's like tempers are flaring,
Mm-hmm.
people are dumb, people are ready to throw down. You know what I'm saying? Even though violence should be the last resort,
Yeah.
it's almost like you got the soup is there for like something catastrophic to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the problem is like you said, if you do that on a plane, you have to fly private the rest of your life. Like you would have to fly private. I mean, you can't. I can't afford to do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't.
way.
I can't afford to do
No,
that.
I cannot do
Not
that.
yet.
Although,
Not yet.
Although I will tell you, somebody should come up with a private jet Uber that's affordable enough to do like what Uber did to the taxis.
Yeah, I just think there's so many regulations. That the regulations is what cost all the money.
Yeah.
Because honestly, owning a 25 passenger plane or something like that is not bad. Have you ever used JSX? So JSX is now, I think it's bought by JetBlue. So I think JetBlue now owns JSX. But what JSX is they were a West Coast semi-private plane. I used to take it all the time to my showroom in Dallas. So it's out at Hobby. You fly to a hangar, so it's a private hangar, and then you just go through normal security there. But there's no one there. There's 25 people, so it's like nothing. And then you walk out on the tarmac and you walk up the steps to the plane and you get on the jet. Now it's not like a luxury private jet. That's not what it is. It's basically very similar to like an express jet that United uses. It's smaller than that. It's probably half the size of an express jet. So there's probably 50 seats, 40 to 50 seats on the plane. Maybe not even that many. And it's just, there's two seats. There's one on the left plane and one on the right plane. Now, they're the same normal seat, right? But they're both window seats.
How many seats on this plane total?
Like 40.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 20
on each side.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe not even that many. It might be 30. I'd have to look up. Can you look up the JSX Embraer
So is it?
planes?
Is it
All
and
they
it's-
fly is
it's
Embraer.
cheap?
Very. When we first started flying to Dallas, you could leave at 8 a.m. From Hobby. They had an 8 a.m. flight, and you could, from Houston to Dallas, $125.
Oh yeah.
And then they had an 8 a.m. flight back from Dallas that was also $125. And they also have a 4 p.m. flight. But now they've expanded. And from Dallas, you can actually fly to California. You can fly to Florida. They have a lot more lanes from Dallas because Dallas is kind of their hub. Houston, you can go Houston to Dallas. And then I think you can go Houston to West Texas. Yeah. So they fly Embraers. So these are it right here. Can you click on the inside of
Nice
it
jet.
so we can see what the inside looks like? Or just go to images, or just put JSX Embraer. Yeah, JSX.
Now you're going into Hobby. You're not going to that millionaire.
No,
thing.
S is in Sam, X is in X-ray. Yeah, there you go. Click the did you mean? All right. Yeah, so you should watch this video. It's the next best thing next to private, and it's extremely affordable.
So this is like and you
fast
can
forward
book
that.
last.
I guarantee you they have a thing. No, there's no first class. It's all
no,
it's all
you can
first
book
class.
last minute.
Oh yeah, you can book same day.
Yeah. See, that's what I like.
Okay, here you go. This is it. There's a plane.
That's
See,
nice.
this one's different. So the ones that I always flew from Houston to Dallas, that middle seat right there is not there. It's just a big thing with cup holders, so you can like put your food and your laptop or whatever on it. Yeah, but this is it. That's actually a bigger plane. This is Burbank. So this is California. If you go to the ones here in Dallas, they only fly the Embraer. I forget which one it is, but it's awesome. JSX is the way to go, especially if you're going here local. I think they just opened up Houston, Austin too.
They need to do something because airfare is getting too expensive.
Yeah.
And it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And just, okay, like I said, Uber provided a better service to taxi for a better price.
Yeah.
Remember how expensive taxis were expensive?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
When's the last time you seen a taxi?
Oh, Houston, never.
They don't even really exist, man.
No.
I mean, if they do, they're just, I mean, you don't see them. They're not advertised as a taxi. You know,
No.
we got the private cars, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I met the Uber guys once
No.
in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. They were next to us.
Wow. I think is it Kevin O'Leary that says that was the biggest miss he had? I think, or no,
Oh,
Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban.
He had a chance?
I think it was Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I think it was Mark Cuban that they came to him and was like, hey, this is what we got. We're going to do this thing. And it wasn't even called Uber back then. I forget what it was called. But he said, no, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. The taxi lobbyists are going to crush y'all.
It's a great example of what the internet has to offer.
Yeah.
Right? So it's funny, too, because the internet came around a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a while for things like Amazon,
Yeah.
Uber, crypto, right?
Yeah. Well,
so all these things wouldn't be possible without the internet.
Right. Well, it's just like, for example, the ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I just pull this up, Scott. How many people are currently using ChatGPT? Because it is a tiny number.
Yeah.
Tiny. And I'm thinking to myself, how? I use it every day, like multiple times a day.
But like, okay, how could I use it? You know what I'm saying?
You
like
hate what's something that you don't like to do? Like that, but you have to. You have to do it.
work.
Right, but I mean, what exact part? Because I know you love plumbing on people.
Oh, that part's fun. I
Right.
like taking blood clots out of people.
Right.
Yeah,
So
sure.
what do you not like to do? That's like a painstaking task in your profession that you do.
Wake up early. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
No,
there's-
part of your work. Like
Oh,
part of your workload.
Okay. Explain things to people that have a hard time understanding things.
Okay, so while you're there at ChatGPT, right, you could do this with a patient. You
Okay.
could have an iPad with you,
Okay.
and you could say, you know what, I don't really know exactly how to explain this the best way. So you just tell ChatGPT, give me the, and you would never say this, right? But you would be like, explain this.
I got
to
the
me.
patient in the room. Give me the dumbed down
Yeah.
version.
You can do that. You can just say, give me the simplest explanation of this.
I think there's going to be a lot of AI in medicine
Yeah.
in the future.
How many people are on it? Do you know?
1.6 billion.
So that's how many people are on it, and how many searches or how many prompts are there a day?
Yeah, but that can't be that many. People.
PBD literally came out in his podcast the other day and was talking about this, and because of it, he is holding a complete conference in Miami, I think, to go over ChatGPT and what all it can and can't do for your company.
Oh, no, from a company standpoint, it's good.
4,000 different prompts.
See, that's nothing.
Yeah.
I bet you there's 4 billion on the internet.
It's scary.
So, but what I'm saying is that ChatGPT right now is an infant little bitty baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
getting used like this little infantile little thing. Eventually, it's going to be bigger than the internet. The ChatGPT will eventually, that OpenAI source for ChatGPT will eventually be what everyone goes to for everything.
Here's a diagnosis for something
Yeah.
with blood clot.
And then all you have to do,
It has,
yeah, but just watch.
It has such an eloquent way of putting words
Right, but just watch.
together.
Now, right here. Now, Scott, shorten this and make it much simpler for a child to understand.
And this is free.
Well, no, we buy the upgrade. Look, boom.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Explain it to a child. Do that.
Sometimes, okay, look at this. Sometimes our blood can get thick and sticky, like when you scrape your knee and a scab forms. This can happen inside our bodies too. And it can make a blockage called, this is like Kamala Harris
Isn't that
talking.
crazy?
This is hilarious.
But that was 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
No, you know what? That's really cool.
right?
That's really cool how it went from like a Wikipedia type definition, and then now it really did dumb it down. That is cool.
See?
That is cool. That is really cool.
But it's not just that. Like if you're emailing a patient, right, and you get too wordy or whatever, because that happens a lot to us in our business, right? Because we're trying to explain things because people don't understand office furniture, they don't understand cubicles, they don't understand, and so we will put all of it into this, and we'll just say, this is what we were going to write. Can you condense this and make this simpler to understand? And it's like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll shoot that email off to the client, or we've gone in where we want to win a project, and we say, okay, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, all this kind of stuff. You're like, can you write us an email made out to this company? We actually use the company name because they can search it on the internet. That's at this address, and this is what we're doing for them. This is what we're selling them. This is all that kind of stuff. Can you write me an email that would motivate them to buy from us instead of somewhere else?
That's cool.
And it'll do it.
That's
it'll
cool.
pull it up. It'll do it just
it's
in 5
fascinating.
seconds.
It's fascinating. It really is. I think it's great.
And now you have to edit it a little bit, but it is very precise on most things that we've tried to do, because we're doing a lot of it with marketing. And I think that's where it initially will change the game for most companies right now, is the marketing tools that it has. Because I can go on here and in 5 seconds I can have it give me 100 different premises for Instagram social media posts that involve my business. And then what I can do from there is I can say, okay, let's just say, for example, here, do this real quick, Scott. Let's just say, for example, the weather in Houston, right? And we're going to do a live thing at our showroom because the weather's so bad. So go in there and say, create a social media post that has to do with bad, rainy weather outside with an obscure connection to office furniture.
Wow.
Watch this.
You can be that kind of.
Oh, you have to be precise. That's the thing.
No, but I mean, this is, yeah.
So the more information you give it, the more adjectives you use, the more all of that, it does a better job. Can you get it back up?
I mean, I could use this for house supplies.
Absolutely.
Because I'm always trying to figure out like cute ways for house supplies. This is great.
All right. Create IG post that has to do with bad
Stay
weather.
cozy and productive with our office furniture.
Boom.
Wow. God, it's smart.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Just like that.
It's smart.
It's unbelievable.
Damn.
It's unbelievable.
That is cool.
And then you can say, give me another one, but make it shorter.
This is the first time I've actually seen it in action.
When it first came out, I was all over it because I hate thinking of all that. Condense this. Look, boom.
I'm going to tell our marketing guys.
Now, tell it. Write a caption for that IG post. Include hashtags.
Oh my God.
Watch.
Oh my God.
Look, hashtags.
Dude, look, it even added emojis.
I know.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you need a marketing team? We did this in 5 seconds.
Wow. That is impressive. That is impressive. I'm glad you showed me this.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to start messing with it now.
Why do you think we post so much?
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. No, we're not. ChatGPT's doing a great job for us.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
and there's so many other things, man. There's so many other things.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is, man, the time blew,
Yeah, it
bro.
did. Yeah, it did.
Like, we've been here for an hour already.
Yeah, we have.
Holy cow. That was fast.
Well, time
But we try
flies
to keep
when
it
you're
to,
having fun.
we try to keep it to around an hour. We don't want to take up everyone's time. So that's why we're going to try to put these out once a week. But again, guys, we really appreciate y'all. Y'all are going to get, this is our second one. So we are, y'all aren't going to see this. The first one's posting tomorrow, and then these will start rolling out once a week. So thanks for your patience, guys. Also, if y'all could share our stuff, that would be a huge help for us, a huge benefit for us. And we really appreciate it. We do have some guests lined up. We're trying to make dates and times work for everybody because the guests that we're bringing on are entrepreneurs as well, and they have pretty rough schedules along with KK over here, who has to plumb on people all the time because y'all eat like crap. So if y'all would start eating better, and that way he could not do his job so much, but then that would take away from him. So there's nothing to do. Well, KK, it was good to see you, Bubba.
You too, brother.
Love you, man.
Always love you too.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
No, it flew.